I am teaching doing business with Indian partners, a supply chain perspective. Well, India being the next business development hub, and it was said that by 2020, India's GDP will be the highest. The rest of the world is looking towards India. They are trying to spread their feet and making it as strong in India. And it is said that in order to win our businesses, it's actually the supply chain which helps you to win the business. So it is extremely important to understand the supply chain perspective when you are trying to establish your business in India. Second thing, India being a very large country with 29 states, 7 union territories, it's a long border with the sea, different languages. It's extremely important to know that how a pan-India presence can be established. And sending a product from a western city of Mumbai to a central place in Delhi or to the southernmost state of Bangalore may take time, cost, and the rest of the processes which goes for its supply chain. For example, the logistics part of it, warehousing, the movement of the goods, the movement of the information. So it's extremely important to understand the supply chain perspective when you are trying to establish the business links with India. And hence this course is very important. See, India is very high in technology. India is providing technology supports to almost all the countries in Europe and America and Latin America. And this technology is also playing a very, very important role in logistics and supply chain of the country. So one thing which Uruguay can opt is using the technology from Indian partners in developing its supply chain. The second thing, because Uruguay has an advantage being next to the sea. So perhaps Uruguay can develop its port. India is on a big mission of developing its infrastructure, the ports, using the Ganges River as a canal to help the waterways transportations. It's the biggest railway structure which helps moving the things from one place to another place. So I assume that by developing its port here in Uruguay, it can work as a hub for the rest of the Latin America. So perhaps the things can move from the rest of the world to Uruguay, and then from Uruguay it can move to the rest of the Latin America, or so on and so forth. So the technology, India has a technology to support in this purpose, and these two things I think will play a very, very important role in Uruguay's development as well. Because as per I see the data in 2014, the data says $229 million dollars worth of transaction happened between Uruguay and India. So the textile and the apparel is coming to Uruguay from India. So these are some of the hubs which can be extended for the rest of the products as well. The two advices which I'll say is, in order to do the business with India, number one, the person should understand the cultural thread of the country like India. Every Indian state in terms of GDP and population and in geographic area is like equivalent to one of the country, some of the countries in another ways. So one has to understand that it's not about understanding the India, but one has to understand which state, which city you want to start your business with. So understanding the cultural thread of that particular state and the way the Indians do business is extremely important for doing business with India and Indian partners. The second advice which I'll say is understanding that India India is going towards mobile governance, the electronic governance. The most of the transactions, etc., are happening through online way, mobile way. So perhaps that can help you to plan your businesses, to apply for visa. I was just informing the class that now for Uruguay, even e-visa can be applied. So if you do not have to go to Indian embassy to apply for your visa, etc. And all those technical supports are available online. So there is an Incredible India website through which you can understand what is happening. Make in India website through which you can understand what are the sectors where India is looking for businesses. Uruguay also has high in renewable energy. India is looking forward for renewable energy. You are good in agriculture, and Uruguay is agriculture-based economy, and so on. In India also, agriculture plays a very important role. So I suggest that developing the agriculture-based products in collaboration with India, or providing your lands, etc., for the same, or doing the business in this way can be working good for us. Oh, it was extremely good experience, I must say. The students are so bright, so intelligent in their own ways. They were participating. They wanted to know everything about India. Their expectations was, okay, so we want to know India. And I feel very good when I asked to them after the third day, so how do you see it? And they said that earlier we were thinking of knowing the India in slightly different way, and now we think that India can be the next destination for us. So the class was very participative. The faculty were very helpful. The university system was extremely good. I found the infrastructure, etc., also very good, very up to date. So I'll say that my experience was extremely good, and I would love to come back again.